tracking down a bug that was going on earlier and working through some work stuff. But we're still live. We're still doing something. That'll probably be live for maybe another hour and a half or so from now. We'll see. So we did go back to on Wednesday working on the TOA app, and that was fun. We cleaned up our Material 3 day picker usages. And I was going to do some of that today, but then I got excited because RLCS came back today, and I was watching a little bit of that throughout the workday, and now I'm excited to just talk and work on some Rocket League stuff. So that is the plan for today. Specifically, we're going to go back to doing more fun work with I wasn't playing Rocket League. I was watching Rocket League, okay? Let's just be clear. I'm allowed to use Twitch. I feel like it's encouraged. I can call it dog fooding. I was making sure the quality of the official Rocket League stream was up to our official standards. That's what I will say if anyone comes after me. Yeah, see, I'm just doing some quality checks. Hey, Rocket Garden, whose real name I have totally forgotten, but you're someone on my team, and I appreciate you coming to hang out. All right, so what Rocket League stuff do I want to do? So I made this ticket just now to track what I want to do, which is storing match stats in local database. So those of you who are regulars may remember a while ago we did this really cool thing. Person started with a V, got it. We did this really cool thing where we added this like stat comparison onto the match detail that would animate and show you like a little bar, like the stats between two teams on like goals and things like that. Sorry, my camera's blocking a portion of this. And that stat card was showing up down here. But you may notice that it's gone. What the heck happened to it? And basically the short version of that is because I started exploring with doing an offline first approach to this application, and so all of the match information is pulled from the database instead of using the match information directly returned via the public API. So I can show you all what this stat comparison looked like if you hadn't seen it, but basically what I was getting at is what happened is I'm not storing that stat information inside the SqlDelight database at all, so when I'm trying to pull the match out of the database, that information is just not there, right? So that's ideally what we would work through today. We would go over, well, how do I store the team statistics, and then how do I read them back out when I'm fetching the teams from the database, and then ideally that would just work. Because of the domain layer checking for the stat information, we really just have to deal with the reading and writing from SqlDelight. That's my understanding of it. So that's at a high level what we're going to be doing today. So let's dive in. I'm going to make a new ticket, a new branch for this thing real quick. So we'll do this PL 254 store match stats. All right, so where to begin? Well, I think one way we could do this is we could start by looking at like our local match table. And we can look at what do we store inside. Whoops, this is a Kotlin generated one, which is fine, but let's look at the SQ file because that's what we'll be working with mostly. Ooh, is there actually a SqlDelight plugin that you can use in Android Studio now? I don't actually know if this works, but we're going to install it and we're going to find out. Oh, it does. Last time we looked at that plugin, it didn't work with Android Studio. But nice. That's actually really, really exciting. Okay, so we've got a local match. We have like the match ID, the date. We have an ID referencing blue and orange team, the number of game wins for blue and orange team, as well as some format info. And then we clarify these foreign keys that exist. So what we would probably do is, no worries about missing the last stream. It's recorded. I'm a little behind on YouTube. I'm trying my best out there, okay? I don't know, many of you, I don't know if y'all have probably heard me talk about like ADHD on stream and stuff, and it's rough out there for us right now because there's a huge supply chain issue with like ADHD medications, and I've been out for a while and the pharmacy still can't get it, and I'm just struggling. So all these like extra tasks like uploading to YouTube are just like not getting done right now, but I'm trying my best. Yeah, it's a hot mess. All right, so what I think we would probably do here is we could we could do a couple things. Like we can potentially store the stat information within this table. Sometimes it's okay to flatten stuff out. Uh, I This is an experimental UI. If you're using the latest Canary, which I am not right now, it's actually in the settings. But the way I do it is if you open up the registry, I do Command Shift A to find the actions, and I look up the registry, and then you could search for this IDE experimental UI flag, and then you just toggle that on and restart. But sometimes it's okay if you've got like what you view as two tables, and then maybe you just flatten them into one table so you don't have to separate uh, that stuff. I love a menu with a giant warning at the top. Was that what the registry said? Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's a valid warning. Changing these values may cause unwanted behavior of Android Studio. Like, that's totally valid to be like, enter at your own risk. Like, so that flattening concept I was talking about, that's what we did with the format type and format length. Instead of making like a new table for keeping track of a format, I just flattened it into this one. I don't think I want to do that with stats though. I kind of do because storing the stat lines for a game is likely to always be this one to one mapping, but I think it would be nice to have it as a separate table just because, well, I'm really trying to think through this and whether how I feel about this because like it would be nice to it would be nice if the stats were in a different table. Um and I stored like team ID, match ID, and then I stored like score, goals, assists, blah blah blah. Um and then like theoretically I could query that specific table, but adding another table makes the query for the match a little more difficult because now I have to do a join or do like a second query and combine the data versus the alternative of doing like, blue team total score, integer, not null, doing like blue team total goals, and putting everything on this table. Like, it would bloat this table, but it kind of makes sense to me to do it this way. What are chat's thoughts? Um, I'm kind of inclined to keep going with this. Um, Kind of inclined to keep going with this. So let's do something like that. Let's look really quick at match team results. Uh, Stats, core stats. Yeah, it has shots, goals, saves, assists, score. We also track shooting percentage. Um, this is indeed some sort of code. Hello, Addison and Adamski. Thanks for coming by. Uh, no idea if Cam is still alive or not, but thank you for coming over. Let's just go with the quick coding route so we can get to like a working solution. We can always change it later. So I'm gonna drop these in to copy and paste, and we're just gonna do um, what are we doing? We're gonna do the score, goals. We'll do shots, um, saves, assists. I'm gonna leave out shooting percentage for now. And then let's multi-line cursor this to make this a little faster. Blue team total. Oh, okay. So we're going to take all that out, right? And then we're going to copy these into a new line. Oop, gotta hydrate 1 second. And we're going to replace all these, uh, replace everything that says blue team with orange team. Oh, we have score on there twice. Okay. Oh, wait, because this should be orange team total score. Can I auto format? Gosh darn it. Okay. And then unfortunately, we're going to need to update our upsert function with all the same stuff, which is totally fine. We're going to do this. We're going to copy and paste again. Oh, right, hydrate. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Enjoy your lunchtime watch, Rocket Garden. All right, we're going to do another quick copy and paste right here. Um, but then we'll just do another multi-line change. This is going to work, kind of. That works surprisingly well. Oh no, I didn't want to go all the way up. Okay, that was close to working. Multi-line editing needs some work, but we're close. Do I have an alpha test by chance? I can DM you on a Discord after this, actually. If you have an Android phone, assuming you're an Android person, then yes, I can do that. Okay, and then we're just going to do a similar thing here. Um, I do this. Let's do this. I don't know if this is going to work the way I think it is. Not quite. Um, all right, we're just going to type it out. Oh, that's going to be really annoying. Is there really not a faster way to do this? All right, I can get some autocomplete. Get some kind of autocomplete, and then we can just paste it, do another find and replace blue team with orange team, fix the indentation, remove the last comma. You don't have an Android. Shame on you. Um, okay, what else are we missing here? Uh, when we're pulling a match, we're not pulling all this information. So let's do local match. Didn't I write a thing for this? Uh, I thought I wrote a thing for this. Um, all right, hold on. Isn't there? Oh, do I want this? Will this work? I have no idea. Oh, it does work. Pretty close. But then I want to, like, okay, hold on. I can do this. Why is it yelling at me though? But this one's wrong. Oh, probably because it's wrong here. And then, all right, it's dev time. Hey, Tufik, thanks for coming by. Did you watch any Rocket League today? I watched a little bit, but mostly like on mute, so I didn't see a ton. But okay, let's run this and see what failed as a result. But I think our um, SqlDelight table is right. Okay, now we gotta fix these local mappers, which we can totally do. No, you didn't watch any? Shame. That's okay. There's still 2 more days. It's only day one. Um, there's a thing for this, but I don't remember what it's called. So let's throw in blue team total score. There's a plugin for this called like Kotlin Fill class or something. I'll show you a cool Android Studio plugin. So when you have like a Kotlin class that you're creating and it takes a bunch of stuff, there's a plugin you can get and it has this thing called Fill Class Constructor. And it'll just go ahead and dump in all these parameters that I need to write. So we can do something similar here with like blue team total score would be this dot blue team dot stats dot core dot we'll put in score or 0, but then we'll just replace this with goals, shots, saves. Why are you yelling at me? Required long got int. Um, okay, so I guess I'll have to do something like too long. Oh my god. All right, that works. Will you make one for Apple eventually? That's the plan. When is to be determined. All right, and then paste the same thing in here, and then let's clean this up. So this is actually score, goals, shots, saves. Okay, so that's our parsing from a match to a local match. Um, we probably have a reverse situation, but also, what is this app all about? Let me show you in a second. Oh my god. I'm using a new version of Android Studio that doesn't have like half the plugins that I use, so give me 1 second. Shouldn't have to restart for this one. Maybe I do. All right, hold on. But it's an app to track results from the official Rocket League Esports. Just restart. Let's restart Android Studio real quick. Um, so there's a website called octaneg.gg, which maybe you've used. They do a lot of stat management for Android. And so it's powered by their backend. Basically, what it does is it shows like recent matches in Rocket League, current and upcoming events, and then I can click in to view some detailed stuff. So let's show this here. Let's do this really quick. So we'll put this in the middle. So this is what the feed screen looks like. We've got a carousel of recent matches at the top. It looks like my date management is wrong because this was not 5 days ago. Or maybe it was if it's qualifiers or something. We've got like ongoing events and upcoming events. But if I click into a match, for example, I can see details about it and like games that were played. I can click on a game and see detailed stuff. And what I'm trying to do right now is this screen is also supposed to show a set of stat information at the bottom here. Whoa, I'm like talking, but this video is like way behind. There's supposed to be some stat information at the bottom here, and what I'm trying to do is all this information is pulled from this local storage on the device, which is not storing that match stat information. So all that work I was just doing was basically saying I want to store that stat information locally, which I've done now. And like so, what this function was doing is saying when I have a match and I'm converting it to a local version that gets stored on the device, I'm going to track all this stat information. I'm going to then also need there should be a similar function over here to do the opposite flow, which is when I have here we go. When I have like a local match and I'm converting it to a words, converting it to like a real match, I need to then pull that information back out. So right here, I was storing stats as null, and I even have a note like we should store these. Now that we do, we can begin to reverse this. So we could say stats would be stats. It has like core stats, which are what we save. Um, and so then what we would do here is we would shots would be this dot blue team total shots. Goals would be this dot blue team total goals. Um, Now this is getting in the way. Uh, Blue team total saves. Give me one moment here. Team total assists and blue team total score. Uh, oh, I'm gonna have to fix something in a second. And shooting percentage, we'll leave it 0. We don't actually use that, but we should clean that up. And then we're also gonna need uh, or if we don't have the information, we'll do 0. Or why is this yelling at me? Oh, I know. Because these are long, so we'll just do 2int. Um, Need to store shooting percentage. Once you select it in the registry, all you need to do is restart Android Studio. It does require a restart. So we're going to take everything we just did for the blue team stats and paste that here and find and replace. And everywhere we do blue team, we're going to replace with orange team. Oh, which is case sensitive. I want to look back at this really quick. Okay, I am selecting blue team total score on accident. Um, so we're going to clear app data really quick. Let's run this again. And now, actually, if I did everything right, as I kind of explained at the beginning, the biggest problem was not storing that statistic information. But now that we do, I expect this should just work as I expect because it used to. So if we click on Team Vitality versus here, you can see a match stat card at the bottom. And if you watch closely, we're going to get this nice animation as the other stats come into view. And we can see this cool comparison of how the blue team and the orange team stacked up with each other. And that should exist for all of these teams here. That went faster than I thought it would. That was pretty cool. So let's go ahead and push this and we'll say storing and retrieving match stat information. And we'll get a pull request going for that in a moment. And That'll be good. Let's take a quick screenshot of this so we have one, because I like to put those in the pull requests. Okay, so now it completes number 254, or let's say fixes number 254, so the automation will automatically close it. Manual testing, and then we'll put in a screenshot here. Match stats. Nice. All right. This UI here was fun to build. Um, and it's to do with like this. That's fine. Um, so maybe before we merge this pull request, we can talk about that shooting percentage really quick. Um, we may as well. So if we go to the local match.sq, uh, we'll show in blue team shooting percentage. I don't know what is it float? Okay, hold on. Store floats SqlDelight. Real is what it's called. Okay. And retrieved as a double. I can work with that. And similarly, we'll have orange team shooting percentage. So we'll have to update this. Blue team shooting percentage. Orange team shooting percentage. And then our updates as well. And this query as well. Oh god. Okay. And then our mapping classes as well. So blue team shooting percentage will be this dot blue team dot stats dot core dot shooting percentage. I think I'll need, or I can do, but I think I need two double here. Why are you yelling at me? Oh, because I'll probably need to have it build really quick. I don't know if that will work. And then this one will go the other way. This that local match shooting percentage. Okay, let's run this on device and see if it works. Also, just realized we are 2 followers short of 1,000. Absolutely crazy. I was not ready to hit that milestone today, but it's entirely possible. Inferred type is comparable, blah, 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 but double was expected. Do I need to do 0.0? I do. Okay. Okay, nice. It didn't crash. Looks good. Let's push that code really quick. We'll say storing shooting percentage. All right, well, I don't know how long we've been live, but that took way less time than I thought it would. So I don't really know what else I want to do. Maybe we can fix this ugly to-do statement right here. Also, probably need to do a fallback for when this screen share is a little flaky really quick, or right here. But we can fall back on that to-do block right there, as well as when there's no team logo, which is what's happening here. We're just stuck in this perpetual loading state. So maybe we'll work on those. Let's see if the PR, how the PR is going for this. Looks like it's working fine. Got a lot of stuff that's out of date here, um, but not a big deal. So I don't know, chat. Any thoughts or features on what we could work on for this? If not, maybe I'll go fix those couple of things we just looked at. Um, I still want to take this dialogue here and convert this to like a bottom sheet instead, but that doesn't exist out of the box in Compose Material 3 yet, which is really annoying. Um, so I'm just complaining mostly. But let's see. I also normally have this working to only filter RLCS events, but I don't have that in here as well. In here yet either. Um, Maybe we'll work on this. This could be a fun little thing to resolve. Um, let's see. I want this to at least run a few of the checks so I can merge it, but it looks like it's taken their time. Um, so we'll just do it. So let's do a new branch here, and let's call this fix. Bottom sheets are not in Material 3 Compose yet. Um, People have done them. There are people who have put like public gists out there that are easy to copy and use, but they're not in like the official dependency yet. I don't think they're in the alpha versions either. Yeah, it just has it listed as planned. Yeah, nothing in the docs yet. So, hopefully soon. I'm surprised they haven't yet. Also, my neck hurts. I really gotta not stare at the laptop when I'm doing these streams. Um, so something fun we could do, going on like a side tangent then, is we could handle this case where we don't have a team logo. At least that's what I assume is happening. Let's take a look. So let's look at match detail, uh, match detail composable. Is this not match detail content? Match detail content is what we want. And we'll see. Oh, that's an unnecessary thing. Uh, Match detail header. Let's just throw in a breakpoint here and debug this. Okay. And so if we look up here at the display model, this might be hard for y'all to see, but But I think the other one was the orange team. If we look at team, we can see, yep, the name is the image URL. We have like a light theme image URL is null, and dark theme is null as well. Also bothers me that oh man, that the typing is wrong on those, as what they're the letter casing is different on those, so maybe we'll fix that. But let's do something about that. Let's actually track and fix this. Fix unavailable team logo. So this actually is an issue in two different spots. If I look at a event like this APAC Regional 1, once it loads everything, this should also have participants, and we can actually see some of the teams here don't have team logos either. So what I sometimes see as like a fallback in these situations, there's two things we could do actually. One, we could provide like a fallback image URL, which could show like the Rocket League shield or something to show unavailable. Or we could do something fancy like render like a circle with like the team letter in the middle. Glowybot, thank you for the follow. I hope you're not a real bot. I'm gonna hope that you're not. And thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. So what do y'all think? Like, default logo or the letter with the image? Alright, doesn't look like you're a bot yet. Thanks for coming by. I feel like the letter with the image is nice. Or like the circle, like a circle image with like the first letter of the team or something inside. It's definitely tricky, I think, to build, but it could be a fun little project. That I'm always down for fun, tricky coding problems to solve on stream. It's kind of why we're here. So let's do a fun little tricky problem. Let's see how this is doing. Okay. As long as unit tests pass, which should only be another minute or two, then I'm going to merge this pull request. But I guess this takes longer than I thought it would. Logo with letter says fearless instance. All right. Let's try to figure it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go String Daddy with the sub, absolute goat. I have no idea. I tried to mess with my alerts audio, but now I'm afraid like nothing came through that time. Weird. I'm not watching no damn ads. Hell yeah. So I have no idea if that audio came through that time. That's super weird. And I'm messing up OBS. Okay. Alright, so we're going to replace these with like a circle and the first letter of the team. So let's go to our, did I make a new branch? I did. Okay. So let's go to the design system module. And we can put it, would it be in components? Do I want to just dump it in there for now? Because it's not really shared. Let's make a new package here. Call it team. And then we'll say, okay, so let's put team logo. Do I want to call it anything else? Let's just call it team logo. And we'll say, so this will render a circular, yeah, let's call it circle team logo. So we have that. We name the file as well. Circular image with the logo for the team given display model. We'll add that in a second. We'll say if no logo is available, we'll fall back to just rendering the team logo inside, or the first letter of the team inside a small circle. That's what we're going for here. Now, whether or not that'll work, TBD. Uh, Display model. This would be a team overview display model. So let's look really quick. So here's what I want to do. I want to look at match detail. Go into match detail header. Um, I'm just looking for, okay, right here. We're going to say, let's make a private composable function. Or, well, okay, let's put this in really quick. So, bye, have a good day, Prince. So the first thing we do is we check if we're in dark theme, and then we get the dark or light theme image URL based on that. This is what I'm going to fix. I'm going to, it bothers me that these two properties don't have the same casing on them, so we're going to update that. I also thought that I had, okay, I do have get for theme on the image URL. And so then with that, and then assuming we have it, we render this async image, which uses that image URL, sets some size, padding, blah, blah, blah. Placeholder is visible if the image is null. This already feels a bit off because, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense when like a screen is loading, but this means it's not really showing when the image itself is loading. So let's ditch this for a quick brief moment and just say like we are only setting like the sizing. And then what I want to do is I want to well, I want to do a couple things. The first is consume the modifier. I don't want this to specifically specify the modifier. But we'll just have that consume that. And then what we'll do is let's make this a private composable and we'll call this remote image. And specifically, we only want to do this if image URL is not equal to null, then we want to render our remote image. Otherwise, render the default. So here's a quick way we can sort of test this as we go. Why don't we do a preview function here? Circle team logo preview. We'll call this a default preview. What we'll do is we'll do a display model here. Would be um, yeah, and then I think this is already true of placeholders, which is a little weird. Oh, so that's what we can do. We can actually do um, we can have this consume a is placeholder boolean, and then so we can render that. Actually, do I want to? Okay, hold on. No, let's not worry about placeholders right now. Let's go back. Let's just get this circle thing going. Um, we'll make sure we have like a default themed image URL with nothing in it. And so what we'll do is we'll do Pocket League theme, uh, circle team logo. But then let's give this a size. Let's do like size. Let's do 48 dips on this. Um, so how's this going to work? Well, let's start by Let's start small and let's just throw in like a text thing. Um, Say text will be display model dot name dot first. Or can I do, yeah, we'll just do first, two string. Um, and let's just make sure this renders like the first letter. Oh, I guess this would be, maybe I will change this after all, to have like a whole test team. Okay, so we can see that it does indeed render this K. Um, this should also have the modifier that we passed in. So what needs to change here? Well, we can actually do something right on the modifier. Um, okay, I like this live update here. So a couple things we want to do. First thing we want to do is the text should be centered, right? So I think we can do that through like text align would be text align dot center. Okay, but it doesn't center vertically, which is annoying. Um, so what could we do differently here? Well, what we could do is we could wrap this in like a box, and then we could have like a box that is the size we want. And then instead of aligning the text, what we can do is we could do a custom modifier here and do alignment dot center. So we have this box and everything is centered inside of it. And then what we can do after we've created this box is we can give it like a background, which has a color and a shape. Um, so color could be, we're just going to throw something in for now. Shape would be circle shape. But the text should probably be a different thing. So we could do here, we could do like material theme dot color scheme dot um, surface, and then our text color would be color scheme dot on surface. And this is coming together a little bit. I think those colors should probably be supplied. So we could have like background color. It would default to, let's say, surface. Um, and then content color would be get content color for background color. And here, content color. So we could change this to, instead of surface, we could do like, what does our placeholder use? Sorry, one moment. Surface variant. Maybe we would do the same. Um, hmm. Let's start here and let's see how this works. Um, I'm gonna take this and put this into a where we could do like placeholder team. Okay. I feel like the font size could definitely be bigger, but we'll come back to that. So then what we can do is we can do like team overview list item. Um, and yeah, we'll just replace this. So we'll do circle team logo Display model will be the same display model, but our modifier will be modifier size, um, and then we'll keep this placeholder modifier as well. We get rid of that line. It's only used once, yeah, so let's just get rid of that. Okay, let's test this out. Let's test this out by going into our event page and seeing what some of those teams look like. So the APAC regional had some, and we get a crash. All right, classic. Let's figure out what the crash was. Char sequence is empty. Oh, I see. Um, so that's because in a placeholder scenario, this is basically we don't want to call this. Let's rename this stuff placeholder. Let's say like default, or we can really call it like team letter logo. But this only makes sense if we have. I guess we could do like we could do something like that where, but I don't necessarily want that. Um, but I guess I'm okay with this. Let's try that out. Basically, it crashed because the team name was an empty string, and I'm trying to find the first letter. Oh, lagging! I missed your follow, but who did I else I miss? Okay, I didn't. But lagging, congratulations! You are the 1,000th Twitch follower on the channel. Amazing! Everyone, give it up for lagging. Thank you for helping me hit this huge milestone. I should be way more excited right now. I think I'm just tired, but that is an incredible milestone. I've been grinding. We've been streaming for over 2 years. We just hit 1,000 subs. That's or not subs. That would be crazy. 1,000 followers. That's absolutely insane. Thank you so much. Thank y'all for hanging out for my coding streams. All right. Oh, this ran. So let's go in here. Okay, so kind of working. We can see the team letters here, but the circles aren't visible, which is probably because they're on this card that maybe the circle, this background color is not what we want. So let's do like, I don't know if I want to do like primary container, maybe? Let's see what primary container looks like for us. A bit of a bright blue. Um, it's a bit of a bright blue, and I wish the text was bigger. Um, and I also kind of wish there was like a like border around it. So let's just like autocomplete what we got here. Or better yet, we can go to like the color.kt file and we can look at, so we've got like primaries. Let's look specifically at dark theme because that's what we're looking at. It's like what would be, it's like primary container is not bad. Um, I don't think we'd want secondary. Um, the surface variant. Not inverse surface, I don't think, but well, in this case, like, could we just pass surface or background? Let's see what surface looks like in this situation. Um, See what that looks like. All right, what do you think? Did you like the colored blue? This is still pretty dark, but it's almost kind of a little better. Um, what do y'all think? Did you like the blue or did you like the dark? I feel like the blue is a little distracting versus this surface almost makes looks a little nicer. Um, I could definitely do some color manipulation, but I don't know if I want to do that. Um, all right, Trax agrees this is a little nicer. Um, I don't actually know if I need to bump the font size. It probably looks small in the previews, but it's definitely not that bad. Um, the only other thing I might change is like, do I want just the first letter, or if in a situation like where we have multiple first letters, that we combine them? Uh, like, would Rezi's minions, would that be better if it was RM? I feel like one letter is best because then I know, like, one letter is going to fit inside this circle. Um, then the only other question is if we did want a border or not. Um, let's see what it would look like. So let's commit this for fun. We'll say showing a default text for teams without images on the um, participants card. Okay, that push worked. So something we can do just for fun. Let's do. We did our background, so now let's do like a border. Um, we'll do width equals one dip. Color could be. What if we made it the same as the content color? Let's find out. Uh, fun to just like try new things and see what we get. Okay, well it's um, that's one way to do it. I guess I should have paid attention to the shape parameter. All right, I feel like I'm looking at like some OpenGL like item tracking sort of UI here. The way it just put a rectangle around all of these. Let's make the border circle shape and see what that looks like. I like it. What is chat spots? I like this. I think this looks clean. It looks really clean on the phone in front of me as well. Um, I like this a lot actually. So then I guess all that we're missing then, or other thing we need to do is go to the match detail header, composable again, and we're going to clean this up. So we're going to do circle team logo. Display model will be uh, display model.team, and then we're going to copy the same modifier as well. Um, and replace all of that code. So now let's run this and let's make sure it looks good on the match team as well. We can continue to use Will the circle change based on theme, light, dark? It should. We can look at that in a second as well. Okay, so I'm actually going to change. Ooh, this is tricky. This is tricky. So why is all this tricky? Well, so this line right here, this extra padding was meant to apply. Do I even need it? I think it was meant to apply when there's an actual um, logo inside, but I don't know what the issues are if I remove it. Let's find out. I think the issue was that the circle shape made some team logos look weird. Oh, well, that wasn't even my first issue. I guess my first issue was that because this circle is so much larger, the little S in the middle definitely looks smaller. So I really do want a way to like bump up the font size and make the font size more relatable to the circle size. Hmm. Okay, let's test that light dark theme that we talked about really quick though, just so we have it. Yes, so now we can see we've got the invert. Um, and so that should also hold true over on this screen as well. Yep. I like this a lot, actually. I like how this came together. Yeah, it does seem to match the font size on the other one. I think what I would try to do is something fancy, like maybe we use box width constraints and we make the font size like a percentage of the container. Let's commit this since we know this works. Adding a border to circle team logo. Um, and then we'll continue to try the next thing. Because I don't want. So, something I could consider is I could consider on the circle team logo composable here. Um, we could definitely consider having this composable consume like the font size, but ideally for me, you don't have to customize that. Like this composable should be responsible enough to come up with a font size that works. So one way we might do that is like I wonder if we made this a box with constraints and like we changed font size could be um so like this dot like max height like what if we made it like 3/4 of the max height. I convert DP to float. Hmm. Oh, I could do. Hmm. We could do something like. Um. Yeah, I gotta use local density. Thanks for that, Swirly. This API is experimental. No way. Huh. All right. I have no idea how this is going to look, so we're just going to find out together. But maybe this is a good idea. Maybe it's not. Okay. Um, the letter is nowhere to be found. Or it's like gigantic because you can kind of see it's like trying to draw in these. Um, let's see what the heck we're getting as our text size pixels. 126 pixels. That doesn't sound outrageous. Um, oh, but no, because that is outrageous because 126 SP is huge. So can we like convert? Can we do this? Um, does the density have like okay. So we could do this maybe. So and then we could do 2 SP. Um, there we go. Okay. Let's see how this looks. Text ran away. It did indeed. All right. All right. It's close. This is definitely closer to what I wanted, but it's a little off center. And I think we can fix that by like tweaking the line height property. It actually looks pretty good in this one. Um, wait, font family, letter spacing, text decoration, text align, line height. I think if I set line height to be the same as text size, that should avoid putting any extra stuff above it, I think. Could be talking out of my ass. Let's find out. Okay, I must be. Um, hmm. Why do these other ones look so good? Let's see if anyone else has just tried to do exactly what we're doing. Do I also want text aligned at center? Maybe, but I don't think so. I don't think that matters. The other ones are lower too. Yeah, I think you're right. They're just not as noticeable because the circles themselves are smaller. Yeah, the text align center didn't change anything. All right, so if line height didn't do it, Oh, hey, this is interesting. They used a special modifier to do it. Granted, they make it so it's always make it relative to the circle. Well, so that's kind of how it's done here. Um, is I make the text size relative to the circle. So I want the size to be like 75% of the circle. Um, but I guess maybe I need try with 50%. I can. If that doesn't work, then what I need to change is maybe I do need to like custom layout where I calculate 75%, but then I also lay it out like 25% of the way up. It still feels not perfect. Yeah, it's still not perfect. Um, so let's look at how this answer did it. So they made a custom layout modifier. So they get the placeable based on the expectation of only one line of text. They say the min padding is the height divided by 4. So, okay, similar to what I was doing, is you'd have like a quarter placement here. Um, the width would be the max of the placeable width plus the padding, or the height. Interesting idea. Um, I could try to copy this, maybe, but I don't know that it's exactly the same as what I want. I'm just gonna steal this and I'm gonna see how close it gets us to what I want to do. But I'm a little concerned about um, still feels off. Yeah, it still feels off. I thought it's the line height. Um, I thought the issue would be that the line height was too short. Um, or that. What are we working on? So we're trying to make it so that we basically show text inside of a circle. But right now, our little text is not perfectly centered within the circle, and so we're just trying to talk through why that might be. So what I'm doing is I'm using a box with constraints, and I'm saying, okay, well, the size of the text should be basically half of our max height. So the text should take up half the circle. And then on the text composable, I call alignment.center, but it's still not fully centered. I actually also wonder if I call like draw behind. And I wonder if I draw. This is just a wild idea. But what if I draw it on the canvas? Um, what does draw text take? Uh, draw text on canvas. Oh, this was an old thing, but I don't think this is true anymore. Well, they showed by doing it with the native canvas. Maybe that was. Oh, I could be because I'm out of date. And why is the paint one yelling at me? Why are you yelling at me? Is this not the right parameter? Name argument not allowed. Understandable. Required Android graphics paint. Oh, okay. How do I get? Let's just leave this for now. Let's see what this looks like if we just draw on the canvas. That is a ridiculously small S. Okay, so we would just need to like. How did they do it? Oh, they set like text size. But I guess this is it'll be cool if this does it. Okay, we're on to something. Um, uh, we're on to something with this idea, but just that we're starting at the wrong point. I'm trying to figure out, so where does it start drawing the text? Is the XY the upper left point of the text? In which case we would. Hmm. I think that might be what it is, although that's a little weird. Um, Oh, this is so tricky. Um, did Compose ever make like their own badge composable? Because that was close to what we wanted. There is a badge composable. I wonder if we can use the badge. Might the text field be centered, but it looks like it's not centered because of the ascent line. I think it was something like that. Yeah. Um, let's go all the way back. Let's get rid of this canvas approach. I think it was something like that. Yes. Um, but the other thing I want to try actually is the other thing I want to try is if there is a badge composable, what does this look like? First of all, it's experimental, but it represents like a number of things, and it's probably circular. Let's just see if we made it a badge. What does that look like? Let's try out what the default like badge UI looks like. Um, in fact, I probably want to tweak this actually because um, because the badge would actually have you could do something crazy like val ascent offset equals remember blah blah, and then on text layout. I forgot that on text layout is a thing, and that might get us pretty close to what we wanted to. Um, is it on the text layout result? I don't know that it is. Um, but I do wonder if it could be like what does the function do? On text layout. I can try it out. This is quite the idea, but let's try it out. Um, but the problem is just calculating this. What does it do? Like I have to do something with this, right? Um, I feel like I got to do something with it, right? But I don't know. What can I, hold on, what's the docs on this? Right, it can be used for additional functionality, which is fine, but then it's almost like I would then need to store this in like a separate state. Oh, and then give it an offset. All right, let's try it. So, um, no idea if this is gonna work, but we'll try it out. Maybe chat is smarter than I am, because I still can't say with like confidence what the heck we're doing here. But I'm gonna trust chat to know better than I do. Okay, we were definitely on to something. Um, what did we do wrong here? We were on to something. Also, I just remembered, can't I do like you can also set like padding from baseline. And I wonder if we did something like I'm gonna comment this out really quick because I just remembered after we looked at that. You can also set like padding from baseline. And I wonder if it's possible to be like we want to go like oh, but I guess I just have to know I don't know how much padding I'm supposed to give here. Am I on the Star Wars lo-fi? Yep. Amazing. This threw me for a loop chat. Spent like the entire stream on this one thing. But just to show like this is something that like could be related or it could be a possibility. is we can like tweak the padding from the baseline, and that's closer. We would have to just figure out what that value is. But I think it would be um, I think it would be something like a quarter of the screen. Oh, maybe I don't even need. I wonder what this would look like. Still feels off to me. All right, I'm gonna call it. I'm like exhausted thinking about this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just change this back and make a note and revisit this in the future and say like, so at the moment this works, but we don't see that the text is fully centered in some situations. We're not fully sure why. May need to tweak how bottom line padding is set or something similar. Because what I was thinking of to talk through it again is I think that what's happening is like the text view is being centered, but typically there's a little bit of spacing above the text, right? Um, and so what I thought was happening is that the text is centered, but that spacing at the top put a border around the text to check whether it's centered. Yeah, we could try something like that. Let's go ahead and just commit this as we have really quick though. Um, yeah, and if we confirm that theory, then we can go back to trying to figure out how to work around it. Let me also just make sure I don't have any work messages really quick. Okay. Um, push failed. Why? Magic numbers get you every time. Um, I'm gonna suppress this for right now. Um, so yeah, let's do something like this. Let's do. So the text is like filling the whole screen. Yeah. So, and that's by setting. What happens if I got rid of this line height line? Line height line. That was weird. Yeah, so it really is filling this whole thing. I guess another thing I could try that I didn't is wrapping the height, which I thought it already kind of did, but I didn't try that. And watch it be something very simple that helps out a lot. Okay, no, it's still trying to fill the whole thing. I'm surprised that it's doing that, actually. Um, oh, what if I force the height? What if I just This could probably still cause the issue because of the baseline padding and such. Yeah, but I feel like we're close then because then we could do like we were getting somewhere. What if I just said like no padding from baselines? Dang, I really thought we were onto something there. Is this working the way I think it is? What if I made this 4? Um, does that shift it up or down? That didn't shift it at all. Hmm. Hi, Verdsky. Hmm. No, it's definitely the top that I was thinking about. No, it wasn't. The heck? I did have a good weekend. Or, well, I'm about to have a good weekend. Either way you look at it, yes. I feel like we're so close. I feel like we're onto something here. Because what we've gotten, so if I take a step back, I don't think this was doing anything. So right here, we've got a text. We put in the first letter, set the content color, the text size. We give it a fixed height. We give it um, center alignment in the box. We have this border for debugging. And when I run this, as it is, as we just talked about, the red circle, or the red box in the circle is where I want the text to appear. But now we just have to figure out that like why the text seems to be a little bit below. So like what if we search like text is below bounds Jetpack compose? Um, I don't think a line by baseline is exactly what I wanted, but no, that probably only makes sense in a row. Annotation's not quite I want, not quite what I wanted. I could look at it, the layout modifier. I don't think that's it either. Custom layout modifier. Yeah, maybe it's looking that way. Oh wait, is there? Yeah. If you have that code somewhere and you can share it, that'd be awesome. We're so close. Do I want to go back to text align center here? I don't think that's it. But I'm looking at this blog post where they talked about no, that center text align doesn't change anything. Um yeah, it is just for horizontal. Maybe I can search for that then. See, so vertical text align post. Need to use box with content alignment. Okay, that's what we're doing though, aren't we? I mean, yeah, we're not using content alignment necessarily, but that's what this is doing. Wrap content height. We tried that earlier, but I don't think that worked any better. We could try it. I tried wrap content width. No, it's still not quite what we want. Um, Wait, so did we say one of the ideas we had was a problem every platform is plagued with? Yeah, it really is. But this is a fun problem to try and solve in its own way, I guess. So one idea, I just want to throw this out there. So one idea we had was setting an offset. And I want to see if this works. And I think my offset would have to be negative to move up, right? I just want to see what this would look like. Wait, did that even change anything? Okay, so we could do something like this. Um, always have to use offset with some random DP number. Yeah, and I'm not inherently against this if I could make that number not random. But I don't know that I fully understand the math involved to make it not random, which is why I kind of want to just like call this for today and maybe move on to another thing or something. Let's open up that other pull request before we forget. Centering, well, as we just said, we're not actually doing this. So providing a circular logo with text in situations where a team logo is not existent, not provided. I guess we could provide a screenshot. Let's do a reset on this. And let's run this again and let's get a quick screenshot for the pull request. But not of this screen. Let's get one of a screen that actually looks okay. Uh, let's go down a little bit because that was a massive size difference there. Let's take this screenshot. It looks a little better. There's a feature request for what I want. Okay, we'll look at that in a sec. I know someone who works on text with Compose, so maybe I'll reach out to them. Maybe they know something I don't. Do I get in a parent folder or make a subfolder and get in it to hold that project? I think in the way you've described it, you would want a subfolder. You run git init and basically the root folder of the project. So, for example, I keep everything inside Android Studio projects. So I wouldn't run a git init inside Android Studio projects. I would make a new folder for the project I want to use, and I would git init inside there. All your commits pushes up and saving to get in the same folder no matter the project. Yeah, so if all the projects are saving the same parent folder, that's possible that that was your mistake. I don't know how to fix it off the top of my head, but that sounds like that could be something that causes confusion. Um, all right, storing and receiving match information, that worked out. So let's squash and merge that, which is probably going to break the pull request we just made. Oh, technically not. Okay. So we'll make sure this builds and runs. Um, yeah, and it's so weird on these smaller bubbles. The problem is definitely still happening, but it's just way less noticeable compared to these. And I wonder one difference. Wait, what changed? Oh, I tweaked the size. Uh, Another thing that could be causing us issues that I'm like completely ignoring, I possibly, is in the usage on the match detail header, we're setting padding, but I don't think that padding would screw up this idea. Maybe check out badge box to see how Google centers it there. Yeah, that's something I considered looking at. No, this still looks wrong, even when I remove the padding property. Okay. Um, but I'm burnt out on it. And let's see, it is quarter after 5, so I should probably cut stream soon anyways. But let's see if there's anything else we want to start today. I do love how good this match stats card looks though. Manual measurement route. Yeah, I think that's what we had to do. Um, and I just don't feel like doing that today. I'm not against it, right? Like, ideally, also, did this push? Okay. Like, ideally, we wouldn't have to do that, but I do, like, hold on, I'm actually not sure my code was pushing. Um, I thought I suppressed this. I really should use, like, a constant, but screw it. Um, I'm not against this occasional like manual measurement, even though I wish I didn't have to. But I just don't have the brain capacity to do a bunch of math right now. That's where I'm at, chat. But I appreciate Swirly and Codematrix and everyone who like was helping talk through it. Like I always appreciate that. Yeah, you too. So let's okay, so this is up, this is merging. Let's see if we can't find someone to go raid and start the day. Let's see who we could find here. Um, okay, Chris is live, so we're gonna go hang out with Chris. Chris is another coding streamer, and we're gonna go say hi to them. So I hope everyone has a good weekend, and I'll be back again on Wednesday night, and I'll try to get caught up on some of the YouTube videos. I know we're a little behind, but yeah, thank you all for coming by. I'm gonna turn this off and then start the raid, and yeah, I'll see you all on Wednesday. Have a great weekend.